This is a case. At the beginning of Zhuangzi's Mountain Trees chapter, there is a record of such an event. Zhuangzi was walking in the mountains, and saw a towering tree. This tree had lush branches and leaves. Many woodcutters stood beside it to watch, amazed by its grandeur, yet dared not to cut it down. Zhuangzi said that this tree had grown so large because it was useless, and thus it could enjoy its natural lifespan. After saying this, he continued on his way with his disciples, unaware that night had fallen. Then he and his disciples took shelter at an old friend's house. The old friend, upon seeing Zhuangzi, exclaimed, "Ah, Zhuangzi is here, it's been so long since we last met." The old friend, very delighted to see his long-lost friend, immediately ordered his son to quickly kill a goose. His son asked, "Which one should I kill? We have 2 geese at home. One that can cackle and one that cannot. Which one should I kill?" Zhuangzi's old friend replied, "Of course kill the one that cannot cackle. The one that can cackle is useful, as it can guard the house." Zhuangzi's disciples were puzzled, and asked Zhuangzi, "Sir, you said that the tree, because it was useless, could enjoy its natural lifespan. So why was the goose killed for being useless? Sir, if you were the goose, would you choose to be useful or useless?" This is the story of the young servant killing the goose. The goose here refers to the goose. Zhuangzi laughed and said, "I will stand between being talented and being untalented." Zhuangzi said that if he had no choice but to be the goose, he would definitely neither dare to be the first, nor dare to be the last, but choose the middle way. He would neither be the most fierce goose, nor the most incompetent one, which is like what we call the golden section today. For example, if there are 10 geese, the golden section would be the 6th and the 7th ones, which is 0.618. This is between being talented and being untalented. Zhuangzi continued, "Even though there are worries," he said, "that even so, it is still not a foolproof strategy. It is not the way to preserve oneself completely." So what is the way to preserve oneself completely that Zhuangzi talked about? Zhuangzi said, "If one rides on morality and wanders freely, it is not the case." The meaning of this sentence is, why do I have to be the goose? Why do I have to have an owner? Can't I be ownerless? I can completely achieve that. Even the Son of Heaven cannot make me his subject, and the feudal lords cannot befriend me. If I have no owner, who can kill me? So we must break out of this way of thinking. If we keep looking for a way of survival that is subject to others, at most you choose the golden section. But in Zhuangzi's view, there is still a hint of living by cunning. If one rides on morality and wanders freely, it is not the case. This is also what Zhuangzi talked about in the Free and Easy Wandering chapter. The land of nothingness and the vast wilderness. Hui Shi said to Zhuangzi, "I have a big tree at my home. It is very large but useless. What do you think I should do?" Zhuangzi replied, "Now that you have such a big tree, and worry that it is useless, why not plant it in the land of nothingness and the vast wilderness? Wander around it without any purpose, and freely and easily lie down under it." Many versions interpret this as, why not transplant the tree to this open place, so that people can take shelter under it? This is not the original meaning of Zhuangzi's Free and Easy Wandering. How can such a towering tree be transplanted? So this kind of interpretation is very far-fetched. The land of nothingness and the vast wilderness that Zhuangzi talked about refer to the spiritual world. If we regard this tree as a community tree, when we have worries or confusion, we can confide in it, and it will surely respond. Moreover, your problems and confusion will be solved seamlessly. This is the true meaning of freely and easily lying down under it, and wandering around it without any purpose. Whether it is the big tree in the Mountain Trees chapter, or the big tree at Huishi's home in the Free and Easy Wandering chapter. They both illustrate a truly carefree state. This state of carefree is not burdened by external things, or fame and fortune. In the Full Virtue chapters, Zhuangzi said, "Thus the sage has his wanderings." What is the state of carefree for the sage who has attained the way? He is selfless and carefree, with a bright inner heart. He does not need any strategies or schemes, nor does he need any cunning or calculation. He does not need to rack his brains to deal with the world. Therefore, he does not need that so-called petty cleverness. The sage who has attained the way is one with heaven and earth, coexisting with all things. So there is no separation at all. Where is the need to use morality to restrain oneself? The sage who has attained the way. As Zhuangzi said in the discussion on equalizing all things chapter, "Today I have lost myself as if I have lost my spouse." He is unattached and does not get entangled with all things. He does not need to rely on any force to cut off these myriad entanglements. Because the sage who has attained the way advocates that external things cannot be relied on. He will not compromise with the external environment for the sake of profit. Therefore, he does not need to bother to make deals with others. If one can achieve these 4 points, then where does your sustenance come from? It is as if the heavens are providing for you. Zhuangzi calls it heavenly feeding. Since everything is provided by the heavens, why use any deliberate methods? That's all for today's sharing. Thank you for watching.